What's the deal? What's the deal? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Few little technical difficulties, but got that fixed real quick. What's the deal, y'all? You already know who it is. It's your boy Rich $64 making up a man TV. Don't forget the like button. Don't forget to share. Most importantly, y'all subscribe to the channel. Let's get this thing rolling. Lebron James had a whole lot of smoke for Stephen A. Smith over Bronny James. But my question is, where was some of that smoke for Skip Bayless? Where was some of that smoke for some of these other people from a lighter shade than brown? Where was the smoke for them at? Where was that smoke at? This man was calling you LaFlop James, the phony king, LeBrick James, the most coddled superstar in the history of the game, LaFlop James. Let me think of some more names that he called you, talked about. But I ain't hear none of that. You ain't never ran up on Skip Bayless. But somehow you ran up on our brother, Stephen A. Smith. Yeah. In this instance, I'm going to have to say our brother, Stephen A. Smith. Because when it comes to the other man, Stephen A. Smith definitely is our brother. And I'm going to have to remind you, LeBron, that there has been instances when Stephen A. Smith has defended you vehemently against this man. But I don't know if you forgot about that, or maybe we're going to have to remind you. But I thought that you really stepped out there. You really went out on the limb the other night. You was like Tina Marie. You was out on the limb the other night. That was really some serious get down. You feel me? Let's get into one of these videos.
LeBron James can be such a diva. I just watched him play the last 9 minutes at Denver and take 2 shots once the game was completely over because he wanted to make a point. He pouted those last 9 minutes because he was so stung by the criticism, all of it justified, for his fourth quarter flameouts last year in the conference finals against Denver. So he just stood around on offense watching and kicking the ball to the coldest hand on the floor, D'Angelo Russell, who wound up going 1 of 9 from 3, 1 of 3 from 3 in the fourth quarter. And with 5:20 left, Austin Reeves made an and one and cut it to 7. Denver misses.
And when you're criticizing people and confronting them or tweeting at radio hosts.
2 people in particular I felt kind of it got personal at times was with Russell Westbrook and LeBron James.
LeBron has billions of what I call blind witnesses around the globe. Blind witnesses who blindly idolize him, who sweep all of his obvious faults under the magic carpet they think he rides. Billions of blind witnesses who proclaim LeBron the GOAT, even though Jordan went 6-0 in the finals with 6 MVPs, and LeBron is 4-6 in the finals only because Ray Allen saved him from 3-7. And you can make a strong case that Kyrie saved him from 2-8 in the finals. LeBron has, 160 million followers on Instagram and 53 million more followers on X. These are 2 huge, fawning, captive audiences. And he's blasting the national media for negativity? What? LeBron's billions of super fans have helped make LeBron a billionaire. And he's whining about quote unquote weird energy generated by NBA media coverage. What? Want to know the truth? Even at age 40, LeBron James is still a thin-skinned crybaby. This is yet another reason I've always laughed at arguments that he's quote unquote better than Jordan.
Come on, y'all. You got all this energy for Stephen A. Smith. You gonna run up on this brother in public at Madison Square Garden or the Knicks or the Laker game? But this man been saying all of this about you.
Two people in particular I felt kind of it got personal at times was with Russell Westbrook and LeBron James. Can you kind of address your thinking during that and reasoning or the way you looked at it?
I say what I see. Mm-hmm. And I still believe to this moment, LeBron has been the most overprotected superstar in the history of the game. I have thrown him many, many, many flowers when it's time to throw flowers.
Right.
I have constantly, consistently, though nobody wants to hear me do this, but I've said to this day, to this moment, he's still the best passer in basketball. On a nightly basis, as I always say, I watch every dribble of every game. He will take my breath away twice a game with a pass he'll make where I'll say, that's just special. That's a gift. He's a generational passer of the basketball. I've said 1,000 times, sometimes to that man, he is easily the greatest driver of the basketball I've ever seen because he's ambidextrous at 6'9", whatever we give him now, 260-ish. Obviously an
I'm just going to say it. LeBron, this white man can dissect you on national television, critique you, call you weak, call you soft, call you a crybaby, but yet and still you want to run up on the brother in public?
LeBron. I don't have the greatest relationship with LeBron James. I don't give a damn about not having the greatest relationship with LeBron James. But I know he's great. I know he's.
Did you hear what the man said? He said, I don't got the greatest relationship with you, LeBron, but I know you great. I know you great. He didn't slight you like the other man, but you took umbrance with the way he was talking, and this is his job. This is what this brother get paid to do. They just paid him $100 million. Stephen A. Smith, a man who couldn't make it in the league, who just made it popping cap, popping game. That's all Stephen A. do.
I don't know why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody. Have that responsibility. It's just weird. It's weird energy.
Don't stop this BS right now. This dude, it's hypocritical. Not just because of how he came into the league, not just because of what he piggybacked off of.
It's for sure hypocritical, LeBron.
He profited from it all, then you're complaining about it. You see, he didn't hate the game.
No.
He played the game.
For real.
Now that you got yours, you're trying to get everybody else to hate the game.
Okay, talk to him. See, that's the thing, is they don't like real talk. They don't want to hear no real talk. They want you to talk a certain way. They want you to stay on code. They don't want you to talk about that a person might be doing something illicit that's fueling what they're doing. But yet and still, there's been times when Stephen A., I'm looking for the clip, where Stephen A. in his younger days, when Skip was just going in on LeBron, calling him weak, calling him this, Stephen A. was spitting off the numbers like 27, 8, and 10. Skip was still saying he was a mental midget. But yet and still, we ain't never seen in 22 years LeBron run down on Skip. We ain't never seen that. All of the people that have talked about LeBron on ESPN and Mike Greenbergs and all of these people, you got all this smoke for Stephen A. Smith? You want to run up on him? You 6'9"? But what about Ime Udoka? When he ran up on you, the coach of the Celtics, and called you soft boy. You know you soft boy. And you didn't say nothing to him. He's 6'9" like you. You know Stephen A. Smith hair way back here. Your man almost 60 years old. You ran down on him, but you ain't ran down on this white man. You ain't said nothing to this white man who been calling you weak, calling you soft. Let's listen to some of the things he done said. Look, y'all can run out of here 100 times. I don't care. I don't care. This is the real. You LeBronettes, y'all feel like somebody attacking LeBron? Man, we just telling the real. LeBron don't have no business running down on nobody because he said something about their son who plays professional basketball. If somebody cheated or lied about Bronny in some type of way, shape, form, or fashion, then yes, maybe you have something to do about it. But at that point in time, Bronny is a grown man making $4 million or $6 million or $8 million, $12 million, whatever his contract was. He can hire security, brother. He can hire an investigative firm. But no, you want to use your influence as LeBron James to influence what people saying on TV. You already influence what people doing and how people shifting on their team. Look what you just did to AD. Look what you did to Kyrie. Look what you did to Dwayne Wade, but he don't care. He'll take it in the rear. Look what you did to AD. Look what you just did to AD. You shipped him off to Dallas, man, for Luka Doncic. Where's all that smoke for Skip Bayless, LeBron?
LeBron has billions of what I call blind witnesses around the globe. Blind witnesses who blindly idolize him, who sweep all of his obvious faults under the magic carpet they think he rides. Billions of blind witnesses who proclaim LeBron the GOAT, even though Jordan went 6-0 in the finals with 6 MVPs, and LeBron is 4-6 in the finals only because Ray Allen saved him from 3-7. And you can make a strong case that Kyrie saved him from 2-8 in the finals. LeBron has, 160 million followers on Instagram and 53 million more followers on X. These are two huge, fawning, captive audiences. And he's blasting the national media for negativity? What? LeBron's billions of super fans have helped make LeBron a billionaire. And he's whining about quote unquote weird energy generated by NBA media coverage. What? Want to know the truth? Even at age 40, LeBron James is still a thin-skinned crybaby. This is yet another reason I've always laughed at arguments that he's quote unquote better than Jordan.
Now, this is just recent. This is recent based off the commentary, based off of what transpired with Stephen A. Smith. Where is that smoke for Skip Bayless? Even as a billionaire who got way more money than Skip Bayless, LeBron still won't step to a white person like he stepped to Stephen A. Smith. Y'all can say I'm wrong. Y'all can say I'm lying. But why what Stephen A. Smith said was so egregious that LeBron wanted to run down on him in public? Why would he want to just run down on him, embarrass him in public, test his manhood? What's that about? You ain't never done that on the court. All of the people that have ever challenged you to a physical altercation, LeBron. You just had one with Isaiah Stewart. You had what's old boy name from Canada? He was hitting you in the groin. All you was doing was falling on the ground, flopping and stuff like that. But you got all this smoke for Stephen A. Smith, a 60-year-old black man with a super duper receding hairline. What did No, that just speaks to the fact that he picking on an older person. You feel what I'm saying? He not running down on nobody that's his age. We ain't never seen LeBron after all of these fouls and all of this stuff that people be doing. Nobody ain't never just seen LeBron have a scuffle. Have y'all? Have y'all ever seen it? LeBron hit anybody? Have y'all ever seen anybody? What's your boy name from Chicago? Noah. Noah used to be busting LeBron upside the head. He never did nothing to him. People be knocking LeBron on the ground. He never wanted to do nothing to him. He ran up on Stephen A. Smith because Stephen A. Smith said something about his son who was averaging 0.0.0 in the NBA and making millions. Come on, homie. LeBron, somebody gonna say something. You ain't think they was?
You thought you was that juiced up, man?
Thought you was that juiced to the point where nobody's gonna say nothing that Bronny is out here looking like boo-boo juice? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see what Stephen A. Smith really said. Let's listen to it. Or did he provide some honest commentary, y'all? Come on, let's keep it 100.
Let me just put to bed a couple of things that have been reported that are false. People was talking about LeBron called me out my name, or I saw somebody said he called me a bitch. Somebody said he called me a punk and all this. None of that is true. He was fiery. He approached me during the game and he said, "Stop effing with my son. That's my effing son. Stop effing with my son." I said, "What? Nah, man, straight up, man to man. Real talk. Stop effing with my son." And I saw how furious he was. And I said, "We can talk about it later." "Nah, F that. Stop effing with my son. That's my son. That's my son." I said, "All right, dog. Fine." And he walked away. That's all he said.
So y'all tell me he gonna run down on everybody that says something about Bronny over the years as Bronny's going on in his career? So is he telling Stephen A. Smith, even if Bronny ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing, you better not say nothing, I'm gonna run up on you? What is he really saying here? Is Stephen A. Smith or anybody who makes commentary about Bronny James telling a lie? He in the NBA, LeBron. He's not on the Lakers. He's on the G League team. So if people say that he's not up to standard, he's not. At this point, he can't check nobody in the NBA. At this point, he can't go by nobody in the NBA. He's not on that level. So when Stephen A. Smith made that honest commentary and you felt some type of way, yeah. He ain't had no business telling you what you should do as a father. That's your business, right? But still, you got this white man have said everything about you but called you a child of God. Called you weak, called you soft, called you superficial, called you a diva. You know a diva is a female version of a hustler. Hey, LeBron. Hold on, Reg. You turned up from school. You still in construction ball.
I'm trying to get on my.
I know, but you like, bam.
My bad.
Listen, y'all. LeBron, this man have called you a diva. Why you ain't ran down on Skip Bayless after all of this time? All of these things that he said. Hold on. Let me remove myself from the screen.
Two people in particular I felt kind of it got personal at times was with Russell Westbrook and LeBron James. Can you kind of address your thinking during that and reasoning or the way you looked at it?
I say what I see.
Mm-hmm.
And I still believe to this moment, LeBron has been the most overprotected superstar in the history of the game. I have thrown him many, many, many flowers when it's time to throw flowers.
Right.
I have constantly, consistently, though nobody wants to hear me do this, but I've said to this day, to this moment, he's still the best passer in basketball. On a nightly basis, as I always say, I watch every dribble of every game. He will take my breath away twice a game with a pass he'll make where I'll say, that's just special. That's a gift. He's a generational passer of the basketball. I've said 1,000 times, sometimes to that man, he is easily the greatest driver of the basketball I've ever seen because he's ambidextrous at 6'9", whatever we give him now, 260-ish. Obviously an explosive athlete with the highest IQ in basketball. It's somewhere between him and Magic with the highest IQ ever to me. That's just me, and I know that's pretty subjective. I frame all this with the positivity, and obviously what he's done off the court is stellar. It's not Ali, but in this day and age, it's close. We know all the racial, social justice, what he just did with Kamala, highest marks. So now we take this man who is the greatest scorer in the history of this game, and let's start with this.
All right, y'all. I want to play y'all this clip. Now, this clip right here, this is a clip where Skip was just really just going in on LeBron viciously. Hold on. Yeah, viciously going in. And actually, in this clip, Stephen A. Smith is defending LeBron.
He was a disaster in the fourth quarter of that game. A disaster.
27, 19,
Oh,
and 10.
please.
How was that awful?
You know what happened in that fourth quarter. LeBron, you are the most interesting man in the history of sports, and you are still the 9th best player in my all-time top 10. You are disqualified now from talking about LeBron James as MVP because nobody who could be in the MVP conversation can get away with just taking a back seat in the fourth quarter to the other guy on his team. The MVP of the Cavs is this guy. It's Kyrie Irving.
Is LeBron James a first ballot Hall of Famer right now?
Without question. It's nothing to even think about.
Is that, I think that Tiago Splitter is already a first ballot Hall of Famer. I can't respect the criteria for getting into the Basketball Hall of Fame the way I can the Baseball and the Football Hall of Fame. By those standards, there is no way that LeBron James is already a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Game for your life. Pick your 5.
Okay, I told you, I only need one player on my team, and that's Michael Jordan.
Let's just be honest, y'all. Why haven't you had no smoke for Skip Bayless? LeBron, the man has obliterated you in public, excoriated you in public, destroyed you in front of millions and millions, talked about your psyche, talk about what you lacked on the inside. He felt like he knew you. And you never thought to even have a conversation with him? You never thought to even go on his show and confront him? But you ran down on Stephen A. But you ran down on Stephen A. You had the unmitigated goal to run down on Stephen A. Smith.
Let me just put to bed a couple of things that have been reported that are false. People was talking about LeBron called me out my name, or I saw somebody said he called me a bitch. Somebody said he called me a punk and all this. None of that is true.
So what did you really run up on him and say, LeBron? Keep my son's name out your mouth. Get your son out the NBA. These people gonna talk about your son. Took a long time for your son to hit his first three-pointer. He was broke. He can't go left. He can't go left. He cross over, he go to the left, he come back to the right. Man, it's the NBA. You got to have some complex moves. You got to have 2, 3 moves. He got one move. He trying to get back to his right hand. And he ain't tall enough to go over nobody. He only 6'1". And he's not that explosive. Yes, he got a good vertical, but he's not that explosive. He's not no Donovan Mitchell at that height. You feel me? LeBron, your son wasn't even averaging 20 points at USC. So is Skip or is Stephen A. Smith lying? Yeah, he had no business telling you what you should have did as a father, but he was pleading to you as a father. You putting your son out there. You setting your son up for failure. That's what he said. That was his commentary. Obviously, the network that he works for, ESPN, felt compelled to give him a raise. The same network that's pumping you 24/7. The same network that's been working for the interests of you, LeBron James. Even when the Lakers ain't winning, you're still the most mentioned team on ESPN. Because what? LeBron James, you on there. So what make you think they ain't going to mention Bronny James when he's doing the opposite of what you're doing? He's not even scoring 5 points a game. If that was any other, remember, LeBron, you said that Bronny was better than 50% of the players in the NBA. You said that about players on your team, that Bronny was better than them. And Bronny ain't even averaging 1 point a game. Lonzo Ball way better than Bronny James. The last dude on the bench is better than Bronny James. That's just a fact. It's just a fact. Don't beat me up because I'm not 6'9", G. But if you hit me, I'm going to the ground. If I was Stephen A. Smith, I would have said some more stuff so you could have socked me. I would have fell out and got me about 200 or 300 more million. I'm talking about tighten up, champ. See, that's them kids that was raised up without a man in the house. LeBron, the lack of a man in your life, it shows all the time on you. If you would have had a man around, if you would have had a man that you could respect, another man around your house besides Delonte West, that wasn't the man you could have respected. Mm-mm. Your mama wasn't making the right decisions on men. You didn't have the right men around your house. You was a big old dude, 6'3", 6'4", probably in the 8th grade. But you still never grew up manly. We done seen the pictures of you twerking and doing all kind of weird stuff. We can see you obviously superficial. You can't stand to be around other people. You don't like critiques. You don't like criticism. You don't like comparison, but you want to be compared to a person. You want to be known as the king, but you went in war number 23. Then you keep changing your number, 23, 6. What's up with you, homie? Get it together, LeBron. Stop being so weak. That's Stephen A. Smith's job to talk on television about basketball players. But when Skip Bayless was calling you LeBrick, saying you was weak, you was soft, you was broke from the three-point line, that you was broke from the free throw line, that you couldn't do it, you had no heart, you was soft, you was weak. Ray Allen saved you, Kyrie saved you, Tim Duncan put you out, Dirk Nowitzki sent you home. He was saying you was 4 and 6. You was saying nothing about that. Stephen A. Smith said a little something about Bronny James, who was averaging less than 1 point a game, and you ran down on him. Ime Udoka, who was coaching, I think, the Houston Rockets at the time, said, "You soft, boy." And you ain't say nothing. You ain't say nothing. You ain't had no smoke for him. You ain't turn around and get up in his face. You didn't tell him, "What? I'm the king. You better keep my name out your mouth, Ime. I'm telling you, dog, man to man, keep my name out your mouth. Who you talking to? Who you calling soft? Soft. With a capital T, Claude." That's what he called him. Same thing Kobe called Dwight Howard. But LeBron, you ain't run down on him. You got all that smoke for Stephen A. Smith. No smoke. I'm glad Ryan Clark called you out like I called you out the other day. I'm not as famous as them. I'm not famous at all. You feel what I'm saying? I'm struggling to get a few people in here, but I appreciate the people that's in here. But I'm just going to keep it real. LeBron is weak. LeBron is tender. Yes, LeBron is a great basketball player. Yes, LeBron should be up there for the longest stretch of a player playing and scoring the most points, but he's not better than Michael Jordan. In my eyes, he's not better than Kobe Bryant. Looking at the eye test, yeah, he always got to – they need to give him a new player every 3 or 4 years to try to get him a championship. They've been pumping this man full of whatever they pumping him for 22 pause. No, it's probably not pause with LeBron. But anyways, 22, 23 years. I don't know what kind of supplements they giving this guy, but I don't want to hear him spending $1 million on his body anymore. Now his groin is popping. LeBron, the medication is wearing off. The medication that you've been taking is not even doing it anymore. You over-medicated AD till he blew himself out. And now he's on the shelf. You knew he was on the shelf. You pumped him full of whatever you was giving him. It didn't work. The Lakers and LeBron need to reevaluate. They need to get LeBron out of LA. They need to regroup from woo-woo and get away from this devilment and this fake and fallacy. Kobe Bryant is turning over in his grave. I don't know what Magic Johnson is feeling about this, but every other year, every other 2 to 3 years, LeBron either got to get a new superstar on this team. Listen, y'all. LeBron have played with Kyrie Irving, Dwayne Wade, Russell Westbrook, Chris Bosh. He played with Ray Allen. He's played with Mike Miller. He played with Shane Battier. He played with Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, Anthony Davis. Let me keep going on. They keep now he playing with Luka Doncic. Come on, man. What else LeBron needs, y'all? What else they gonna give him, y'all? They was trying to give him Steph Curry. He was telling the NBA he needed Steph Curry. He was almost gonna get Steph Curry. If he could have got Steph Curry, if they would have took anything to get Steph Curry, LeBron would have played with Steph Curry. He don't got no shame. He don't have no shame in his game. Shout out to GFS, man, truth be told. Girl dad cooking up deliciousness. That's what's up, man. Shout out to the girl dads out there. I'm one of them too, man. Peace and love to everybody out there, man. Y'all run it up in the chat, man. You already know who it is. It's your boy Rich Dollars, man. LeBron, where is that smoke for Skip? Skip. You want you want Stephen A to be out there like Shannon Sharp, huh? Glazing you. We all know Shannon Sharp was sleeping with a LeBron James cover and a LeBron James pillow. Stephen A. Smith ain't on that type of time. He ain't at the Diddy party, man. You know, LeBron, you got to tighten up, man. You grew up in that single-parent household, and it's evident you was raised by your mama. You got feminine ways. Worrying about what people saying. They was talking about me. Yeah, they was talking about you. Yeah, they was talking about your family. You're a billionaire. Of course they going to talk about you. If your scum was scoring 20 points a game, you would have wanted Stephen A. Smith to talk about it. Hey, man, why they ain't talking about my son on first take? They talking about your son on first take because he ain't scoring no points. He's sorry. Some other people that could have been in the NBA, some people that worked hard. Not that your son ain't worked hard, but he ain't worked hard enough. Or just maybe he just wasn't blessed with the God-given talent to make it in the NBA, but he was blessed to be your son. Why isn't that sufficient for you? Why do you put undue demands on your children? You know the man already had a problem with his heart, but you're going to push your child out there just for the sake of carrying on a legacy? Come on, man. Let's talk real, man. Somebody talk back to me, man. Look, I'm talking real, man. This is the real. I'm not going to say, look, if my son had a heart attack playing basketball, my son would be playing no basketball no more. Especially if I'm a billionaire. That's just me. Now, I'm not telling nobody else what to do as a father. But if I had that kind of guap, regardless of what my son said, since I'm interfering in the business of my son is not running his own operation, obviously, because I'm talking for him. I'm interjecting when people are slighting his character. I'm his protector still. So at that point, I'm telling my son, I have to protect your interests, son. You not going out there. I need you to carry on my legacy, and basketball ain't all that I'm made of. I love you, boy. And yeah, it was important for me to play on the team with you. I wanted to do that my whole life. I ain't had no daddy. But I'll be damned if I put you in a position where you might lose your life. This is a possibility. Was it a selfish desire for LeBron James to want to play basketball with his son when basketball is only a game? Yes, you enriched yourself because God blessed you to be 6'9", but your son's 6. At this point, he's just not a great basketball player, and that's honest. And I don't want you running up on me, please. I don't want you running up on me, LeBron. But if my neighborhood white says something, I know you ain't going to run up on him because you don't run up on white folks. You wouldn't dare. You wouldn't dare say nothing to Colin Cowherd. You wouldn't dare say nothing to Skip Bayless. You wouldn't dare say nothing to Brian Windhorst, Mike Menahan, any one of them white reporters, Dan Patrick, anybody. You wouldn't say a word. You wouldn't utter a peep. Your lips would be tighter than well pussy. With no water get out of them or get in them. Just keep it 100, LeBron. You ain't built like that. You looking for a free pick. It was easy to run down on Stephen A. Because Stephen A's an easy target. You know Stephen A just got his $100 million. You seen Stephen A out there kicking it with his white men. You should appreciate that. You feel what I'm saying? But yet and still you're going to run down on him. Embarrass him. Because he said something about your son who's sorry. I said it. He's not that good. It's not that good. He had one dunk in the NBA game. He only hit 1 3 in the NBA game. He ain't caught one oop. No, y'all showing floaters. Them is his highlights. A layup. Them is his highlights. In garbage time. Don't get mad, LeBron. Get mad at this man who was doing this to you, man. This man was talking about you like this, LeBron James. Hold on. This man was talking about you like this, and you ain't never said nothing to him.
He was a disaster in the fourth quarter of that game. A disaster.
27, 19,
Oh,
and 10.
please.
How was that awful?
You know what happened in that fourth quarter.
LeBron, you are the most interesting man in the history of sports, and you are still the 9th best player in my all-time top 10.
You are disqualified now from talking about LeBron James as MVP because nobody who could be in the MVP conversation can get away with just taking a back seat in the fourth quarter to the other guy on his team. The MVP of the Cavs is this guy. It's Kyrie Irving.
Is LeBron James a first ballot Hall of Famer right now?
Without question. It's nothing to even think about.
Is that, I think that Tiago Splitter is already a first ballot Hall of Famer. I can't respect the criteria for getting into the Basketball Hall of Fame the way I can the Baseball and the Football Hall of Fame. By those standards, there is no way that LeBron James is already a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Game for your life. Pick your 5.
Okay, I told you, I only need one player on my team, and that's Michael Jordan.
But we ain't never heard him have no smoke for Skip Bayless. Come on, man. That's Pussy. That's weak. That's soft. So you saying he can, you people can talk about you, but you can't talk about your son? What is it, man? You should respond to this, LeBron, because this really makes you look real, real weak. Because people wondering, like, why would you run down on Stephen A. Smith when you ain't never ran down on Skip Bayless? You have a man who made his name in the business on hating on you, calling you weak, calling you the brick, calling you the flop, the fake King James. Fake King. That's what he been calling you. I mean, I don't even know where your little fanboys is at, man, because somebody should be defending you because you really ain't got no defense for this yourself. I mean, we can go back on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clips where this man is called you basically a bitch. And you've never said one word to him, never even acknowledged him. Where do they do that at? But you will run down on another black man in front of everybody in the world to try to embarrass him. That's a problem, man. That's a problem. That's definitely a big problem. That's a black people problem. That's a status problem. That's a narcissistic problem. And LeBron is definitely a narcissist. But he's a selective narcissist because he's scared of Skip Bayless and he's scared of white folks. I'm just going to keep it on it. He's scared of white people. LeBron will not say nothing to get out of line with no white folks. With that being said, y'all, we're going to get up out of here. This live is about a wrap. We're going to sit here and talk about LeBron all day. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Share this on your lives, your Facebook, your Twitter. And I appreciate everybody. And if you can, y'all, support the channel. Anything you could do to help out the channel, a super chat or a cash app or anything you can is much appreciated. We try to do whatever we can do to keep the channel going. But if you can't, we understand times are tough. Hey, peace and love to everybody. You already know who it is. It's your boy Rich $64 making up a man TV. We out.